Hello, my name is Kyle Ryder. I've been working with the Power Platform for 5 years. I really enjoy helping people, and I want a chance to give back to the Power Apps community and when I started this channel. I hope to answer a lot of questions you might have and help you along your way to becoming a Power Platform subject matter expert. Now, they say Power Apps is no code, low code, but I want to say that's a lie. So today we're just going to look at something basic like starting an application. If you have any questions or need clarification, drop them in the comments below and I'll do what I can and help you out. So let's get started. Okay, so this is the first screen you'll see when you log into Power Apps, right? You get your environment up here, right? You might have a bunch of environments. You might be able to build with Dataverse depending on what your company wants to do. Let's go over to create. And what we're going to do is start with a blank canvas. Okay, so our first application, we just want it blank. We don't want any templates. So we're going to click on responsive. Let it load in. Welcome to the Power Apps Studio. We can create a form. We can create a gallery. Those of you who know me, I'm not a big fan of forms. And the reason is once you start your app and you learn how to build a form, you're probably going to abandon forms pretty quickly. Okay, so great. We have this in here, a couple of containers. I just want to delete it. I want my app to be completely blank. And let's check some things out. So this 3 dots right here, let's take a look at that. Right, 3 dots, settings. Let's open up our settings. Okay, so when we start an application, we don't really want it to be called app, right? So let's say, for this sake, tutorial application. Okay, we don't really need to put a description right now. Now, the icons, I see this a lot. You can add an image, right? If you want to get really special, you can do PNG with background, transparency, and we're going to do a star. I like a star. Let's go into our color. That bright color doesn't really vibe with me. I like things to be minimalist, autosave. For beginner, absolutely, let's use autosave. For more advanced users, I don't like to use autosave. Data row limit, that's fine as long as you know what you're doing, which with me, you'll know what you're doing. And then everything else is good. Display, let's look at here. Landscape, okay, I like the 16:9 ratio. That's fine. This is where normally it might have this on. Scale to fit, we want that off, okay? Because we want our applications to look really professional. We want them to go to whatever screen they're being used. Some people may that use your app, they might be using it on a tablet, right? And that's a different ratio. So you want to be able to scale to fit whatever screen you're using. Okay, so lock orientation, I'm a big fan of that. Okay, I like to use a lot of landscape applications. So yeah, big fan of lock orientation. As for updates, we're going to want to turn on modern control and themes because it's going to keep your app looking very uniform throughout the app. So I'll go into a bit more here. You might not want to use modern controls; they're very new, and you might want to use them. But the more important thing here is the themes. Okay, modern controls and themes, very important because, and I'll close the settings here quickly. Themes are in this bar right here. And themes, I don't know if you can see that right there. You can change all of your buttons. And of course, we're going to apply that to all your classic controls as well. Right? So you might like classic controls, you might like modern, but if you do not have that selected, you cannot access this theme. Okay? Let's make a new theme. Okay, so guys theme. Of course, I'm using Pascal case there. We can get into conventions later. And I like a red. And let's lock it. Oh, I might not like it. Okay. So I'm going to let them decide. Lock primary color means that's the color you're going to get. So if your company's using a specific hex, then you're going to want to lock that primary color. We're not. This is just a tutorial. So we're going to have our app this color red. And to demonstrate that, let's throw in a button. Okay, here's our button. And it's the color red that we made with our theme here. Okay. Again, conventions, we will get into this at a later tutorial, but I'm going to name button tutorial. Feeling lazy today. So this part of screen 1, I always like to call this main screen. You'll notice there's a space in there, and that's to help with your screen readers. They do read your screen names, so they should be properly spelled with a space and not camel case like you see here. Okay, so let's add everyone's favorite, a label. And for this label, I'm just going to put in hello world. Seems like everybody's first steps into a programming world is hello world being displayed on the screen. Okay, our button text, you'll see here, text says button right now. So let's change it to submit. Okay, and when you click on this, I'll do it again on select right here. It wants some code. So let's put in an update context. This is very basic. LOC, hello world. We're going to make that nothing right now. Okay. Let's add a text input. And you see I'm typing in here to search what control I want to use just to speed it up. Okay, so you're going to call me on this probably that, hey, if this is truly responsive, these are just going to float around the whole screen. And you're right. But I want to keep this tutorial fairly basic. So we're just going to, do we have to do this text input? So tutorial. Okay, and then label. Make changes. So now we have our label, we have our text input, and our submit. Okay, this will just be our tutorial.value. Over in Hello World, I'm going to show you guys a trick right now. I always use this. It's called interpolated strings. And that means you can do this. You can bring a variable right into here. That's pretty neat, eh? I like that. And now we're going to center this up here. Fine, let's make it responsive. We'll make the X and the Y. And this will be, actually, because I don't have a container, I'm going to make it app.width. Okay. And just for the X, I'm going to make it app.width divided by 2 minus self.width divided by 2. Okay. And I can copy that and put it right in the button as well. I'm using Control C, Control V, because the keyboard is faster than right clicking everywhere. Now we can go in and we can press play and we can write Kyle, submit. And now it's updated our local variable. So that's what that is. When you click into the on select, you see, I'm going to kind of skip back and forth. When you change a property and you click this down, it's going to be bolded. Okay, so we've changed the text, we've changed the X, and we've changed the on select. The PowerFX code for changing a local variable, that just means it's going to stay on this screen, is update context. Okay, and we called it LOC because it's local, right? If we were to do a variable, we would have done a set and called it GBL. Okay, so now you know that's just going to keep changing the text. No, Copilot, I currently do not want to trial you. Let's change it to my dog's name, Vivian. Hit submit. It changes. Okay, and we know that regardless of the size. And hey, let's go back and take a look. Let's try it on an Apple iPad. It's all centered. Let's go to a mini. Let's go to a Galaxy tab. It's all centered. Okay, so we're doing nice and responsive design. And that's our app. Okay, so this is, I just wanted to show you guys how to set up an app, the very basics of it. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, then give me a thumbs up. And if you want to see more, subscribe to the channel. And I really appreciate you guys watching. Have a good day.